WEFUNK. We funk.
All right, so Johnny O's back in the waiting room, so let's bring him on. Johnny O, welcome to the No Genius from New Jersey podcast, my friend.
What's happening, fellas?
Johnny O!
Very good, very good. Now, Johnny O is a old friend of Rich, soon to be a good friend of mine, but...
yes, I met you before, Liam, yeah?
Yeah, we've done a couple shows together,
yeah,
definitely, but...
Yes.
Been a couple years, though. How's everything going? How's your how's your time in Coronaville been under quarantine in Jersey and all? What's been up?
Oh, it's been fantastic, yeah.
And the time of your life?
It's great. I've gotten in touch with my feminine side, my amputee porn side. The only good thing that's getting me through this, I swear to God, is Facebook. And TV the news has been so entertaining, it's been crazy.
Yeah, especially recently with all the stuff, which is kind of where me and Rich were just talking before we brought you on, but just kind of about the week that we're going through. We were last week talking that it could be a lot crazier this week. So far, it's been pretty tame, Sunday,
Yeah.
I guess there was a small protest in Trenton here in Jersey at the State House, but... really no big deal.
We still don't know what's going to happen in each state,
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely like throughout tomorrow, at least for the inauguration, pretty much like all 50 state houses are on high alert. And I guess there was a standoff yesterday in Virginia where Black Panthers and Proud Boys, white nationalists, everybody getting together at like an armed gun rally.
Together?
What's up?
Oh, they were together. Really?
Yes, it was a gun rally that, Black Panthers decided to show up to as well. So there was, a crazy scene with just all sorts of militia groups armed to the fucking nines, Virginia style. And nothing really happened except for Black Lives Matter protesters and New York City cops getting into fights last night in New York City. But
yeah, I saw
when
that
when the Black Panthers and Proud Boys get along better at an armed gun rally in Virginia than the cops and protesters in New York City, it's a sign of crazy.
It's not a good sign. What's really crazy now? I don't know if you guys are right now in the news. They just said Pence is not going to go to Trump's farewell, and Trump's farewell now. Anybody that goes is allowed to bring 5 people. I said so. His farewell's now a bringer.
It's a
With a 2-item minimum.
You can come to my farewell if you have 5 friends. Do you have 5 friends you can bring?
The 2-item minimum.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Sure
I did not know that. At this point, Pence doesn't have 5 friends that he can bring along with him either at this point.
That's right. Yeah.
He doesn't make the cut for that. But, yeah, I guess tomorrow Trump is planning a send-off for himself. Where he's trying to skip town before the inauguration. He's not going to take part. First president in 150 years to not take part in the inauguration. And in all honesty, he's catching he's catching shit for this, he catches shit for everything. This is one of those Trump things where, in my book, it's like, after the fucking 4 years that he's just spent as the president, and after all the shit he just talked for the last couple weeks, I think it's better off that he doesn't go to the inauguration. It would only cause more chaos and stir. It's just very Trump for him to not do it. It's exactly the way he's acted for the last 4 years. So for his own, he's going out on his on his benefit. He's going out in Trump style. So I'll give him that credit.
Well, they're acting like it's a big news now. Pence is not going to go to his farewell. I go, well, he did try to kill him.
Yeah, he did conspire to have an angry mob take him hostage.
He told him marauding herd, to kill. So I guess he's a little miffed about that.
Yeah, for sure. And if I was Pence, AOC and Pelosi, at least they've been on Trump's fucking bad. Pence has been Trump's, his right-hand man throughout all of this shit. Then he refuses to go along with him at the last minute, and you got the fucking mob coming after him. Jesus Christ. And I think Pence's daughters were there as well, so he was further upset about that because I think Pence's daughters were caught up in the whole melee as well.
The whole thing is it just tells you that he really doesn't really care about anything but what's going on with how will this affect me? That's all it is.
Oh yeah, even a further sign of that kind of to point to Pence as well, but throughout this last week of the official Trump-Pence era in the White House, Pence has made a couple of public appearances going to New York and California to visit the military and thank various military bases. Trump hasn't been seen since visiting the Wall last week, where he went to Texas.
Yeah, you know what it is? Pence thinks he's got a political future. He's trying to keep one, And
that's a good call,
Trump
for
is
sure.
But what's really going to be crazy is when there's going to be a lot of cases coming at him, and he knew it. That's why he fought tooth and nail to stay in. If he had gotten another 4 years, the statute of limitations would have ran out on a lot of that.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's got much to worry about, considering he's got Giuliani as his legal aid. I'm pretty sure he'll beat all the cases. I mean,
yeah. Well, Giuliani
he doesn't have anything to worry about there.
He's a witness. Giuliani's a witness, so he can't.
Giuliani's just as guilty in all of this stuff as he is, especially like in any type of involvement in the Capitol Hill situation. And Giuliani could very well be disbarred for his actions, and he probably will.
I'm following this like an old lady watches the soap operas. Giuliani was asking for money up front to discuss pardons with Trump because he had access to Trump. Everybody in his administration has been like on the take because they knew that because Trump had the juice.
No, absolutely.
And so
he's definitely had the power to bully people into doing shady shit for him, and all of that's going to come out. I think there's even further, official knowledge of his involvement in the whole thing and Trump's, party's ties to the organizers of the actual riot, and that stuff is going to further come out. And he was trying to stay in office to try to prevent any further legal action, which is definitely coming in. Like me and Rich were talking beforehand, but he's got so many enemies on the other side that nobody's going to let him off the hook. And people are going to try to make their political careers by being the one that puts Donald Trump away, and everybody's going to be coming after him with a blood feud at this point. So he's skipping town early, probably for the best. He actually was trying to already make it to Scotland. His initial plan, as reports were he was going to fly to Scotland, and Scotland fucking said they don't want him. They didn't let him in, citing corona protocols. But
yeah, he's really screwed. It's sad. I mean, I almost would feel sorry for him if I didn't despise it. I spent 4 years. I was never political on stage, but I always was on Facebook going at it with people because the bulk of the people I grew up with were into Trump. And it was just great to be right and just to let them know, and I always tried to be civil.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's definitely, there is definitely a feeling of vindication right now, and I feel that there's a lot of spite. I feel like the only reason that Trump fans are staying loyal is literally just out of petty spite at this point. They just don't want to be wrong.
You never gave him a chance.
Yeah, and I feel that definitely on the other side, if you were one of the people that didn't support Trump 4 years ago because he was obviously a shady dirtball that was like up to illegal shenanigans for his entire, business career before his political career, you feel very vindicated that there's like solid proof that he's been a total, just like lying cheat at the very least, even whether or not his political ideology has been aligning
Liam,
with the
I can
Republican Party.
understand if a guy grew up in West Virginia or a guy grew up on the other side of the country, it's like the farther away you were from Trump, and if all you knew was him from The Apprentice, I get it. But it's the people that grew up in the metropolitan area that still back this idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sad. You had your head up your ass. You weren't following or you weren't, paying
That's a great call.
Attention.
Like in South Jersey, like the Jersey Shore, for example, where Trump in New Jersey has his like biggest strong base would be the Jersey Shore, I'd say, or like that's a notoriously Republican area. But anybody at the Jersey Shore should know what a joke the whole Trump contribution to Atlantic City has been, and how just shitty and like fake those casinos were, and how bad of a thing that was for Atlantic City and the state, with like Trump, kicking off that Atlantic City initiative, which pretty much just didn't give anything back to the city for fucking until the last 5 years. They've had to like, make ordinances to have casinos give kickbacks to the city, which, so Trump, but you're absolutely right. Everybody in the New York metropolitan area should not be fooled as to what, his business career and
they should have known better.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess so for the, in terms of tomorrow, though, for the Biden inauguration, a little bit of a Jersey feel going to be going on, as I guess officially getting sworn in at noon, immediately followed by performances from J-Lo and Lady Gaga. I guess that's probably why Trump left early, by the way. He didn't fucking want to have to sit through a J-Lo J-Lo concert. He's like, you know what? I want to make sure I'm home before Bruce at nighttime. But so he's and then after that, there's what they're calling a virtual parade, where all of the states, all 50 states, are going to be represented
with lights. Yeah.
You guys know who New Jersey's representative is going to be?
They're also going to have a hologram of Prince.
For real? The Coachella-style Prince hologram welcoming in Biden? What a I did not bring enough LSD to the inauguration this year for the Prince hologram. Psychedelic AF.
A half a gram with Biden, with Hunter.
Yeah, seriously. Does Hunter have any mall left over?
It's called a hologram, Rich. You just called it a half a gram.
I need a half a gram for this hologram.
That was his Freudian slip there. Half a gram.
But for the virtual parade, New Jersey's contribution going to be Jon Stewart going to be kicking in some entertainment. Good Jersey boy, classic Jersey, like, you know, proud Jersey, Democrat, liberal-minded guy. So I'm sure he's been enjoying this last couple weeks.
That guy could run for any office and he'd win for what he's done, you know.
You know, dude, you're so right. I've honestly thought that was what he was going to do when he left The Daily Show and didn't immediately take over The Tonight Show or do something. Just with his political popularity and how smart he was. And with, like, Al Franken. And at the time, I was a big Jesse the Body Ventura guy who was the governor of Minnesota. So it's like...
Bunch of slack jawed.
Yeah, exactly. Until he went crazy with the whole 9/11. I was just remembering him from the fucking extravagant fucking boas or whatever the fuck he would wear while he was wrestling, but
Yeah.
and then so later on in the night though is going to be the big primetime special hosted by Tom Hanks. Yes, and then we got Bruce and Bon Jovi. Which, I mean, at this point I'm getting a little tired of Bruce and Bon Jovi being like I feel like Queen Latifah's sitting there with her nose pressed against the window, fucking looking in like, can we get some love for any Jersey artist other than Bruce and Bon Jovi?
Yeah, but, you know, that alone should make people come back over to the, you know, just to get rid of Trump. I mean, can you imagine if Trump had won again, what the next inauguration would have been, you know?
Yeah, seriously.
It would have been Diamond and Silk on kazoos. And,
it would have been 4 hours of Ted Nugent, pretty much. Fucking.
Yeah. He didn't even play at the first one, you know?
Kanye.
I was going to say.
That's true, Kanye. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, maybe like Ice Cube and the fucking...
50 Cent.
Yeah, 50 Cent, exactly. But, a couple other, you know, the Foo Fighters, Justin Timberlake, a star-studded affair at nighttime in lieu of like the annual inaugural ball, which will not be taking place because of COVID. But so that'll be going on at nighttime, the big primetime special, and then after that, as me and Rich were talking about at the beginning, at least hopefully on the No Genius of New Jersey podcast, anyway. But the political talk should be over for a little while. But Johnny O, let me get your take. Do you think? What do you feel about the next couple months, the next year? Is the political climate going to cool off going forward? Is Trump just going to? I mean, like you said, there are going to be lawsuits and the impeachment's going to be going on. So there's going to be Trump in the news with, you know, them Democrats coming after him. There's going to be, like me and Rich were just talking about 4 years from now is going to be another election season because Biden's probably not going to make it. So is it going to be just 4 more years of political mayhem? Is it ever going to stop? Are we going to get a couple? Are we going to get
Here's the deal. Look at historically, it's been 8-year pendulum swings. Right?
Yeah.
You go from Bush Senior to Clinton, to Bush Jr., to Obama, to Trump. But Trump only got a half a rotation because he was that bad. But, you know, they're afraid of what the next one would be, you know, if it's 4 or 8 years from now. So that's why they got to set a precedent with Trump. They really do. I mean, come on. He sent people to take out, to stop the official, you know, electoral college.
No, he literally tried to overthrow the government while he was still the president, you know, which is crazy somehow. But
I mean, it's just like no matter how you oh crap, I'm on a low battery and I got the earphone in.
Well, if we lose Johnny O to the low battery at any point, it was great talking to him, but we'll ride it out till then anyway. But
no, here's the deal. I'm at 20%, but I'll just say this. They just said today, McConnell is ripping. He's blaming Trump for what happened, and he's saying others got, it fired up the crowd too. That's rare. So McConnell is doing it, but realize McConnell wants to get rid of Cruz, and I think they don't like Hawley. Hawley's just he's too new. He doesn't have any backing.
I think Hawley's just trying to get all of the Trump supporters because he knows Trump is probably going to go away.
So the bottom line is, if they can get rid of those two and get two other Republicans in, McConnell's thrilled anyway. It's an old boy society. They're going to work together. But the point is that, I think
there's definitely been some like usually the Republican Party stands lockstep and does everything. There's definitely been a splitting up in the Republican Party due to Trump with all this, where even the senators on the night of the Capitol Hill riots.
Liam, you know what the deal is? They need 17 votes. They might just get it, and if they do, and he gets convicted, then that sends a signal. But if they don't, it's the guys like Hawley and Cruz that were, they voted after the
the day
after they had to hide in closets.
And a lot of the representatives, I mean, there was still like 60% of the Republican representatives voted for the investigation the night of the Capitol Hill riots. Like the senators, a lot of the senators flipped, but for the most part, a lot of
Liam, here's the craziest thing. I've never seen such a perfect storm. You had people that were planning their little vacations to go and support the president because he told us to. Then you had these lunatics that were more, the QAnon, but then you had some real hardcore, scary bastards that wanted to, they were there to kill.
No, for
sure. So they're all lumped in together, and they just also happen to be Trump fans,
which doesn't exactly speak well for their fucking mental stability. But I think we're going to find out, like, you definitely nailed the groups and the demos, and like you said, it's probably 80% were just peaceful people there to protest the Trump nonsense, but it was a very small group of people that coordinated it. But we're going to find that they had communications with Capitol Hill officers that were in on it, or security, the Department of Defense that didn't go.
There's
Trump's
no way
party tying it up.
That security should never have been like that. That there was like from higher up. Hey,
and Trump was definitely just sending out, selling those guys out. But
okay.
I mean, even we're finding out that the one crazy congresswoman that carries a gun with her into Capitol Hill.
Goldberg, she's got to go.
She's fucking nuts.
She was tweeting where Nancy Pelosi wasn't.
No, I mean,
and
that's
she was
definitely
giving guided tours. The day before, she was giving tours.
Yes,
to show them,
exactly.
The lay of the land.
No, for sure.
That's got to go. That's crazy.
I mean, they're all, and they've continued to get arrested. The FBI has done a great job following through, and, at this point, the people that are thought to be involved in the actual attack of the Capitol Hill officer that died are all, the pictures and their identities they're being looked for, and at this point, they're going to be found, you know what I mean? Because the FBI has found everybody else that's involved, and all of these idiots did a good job just not wearing masks and posting themselves on social media doing it. That made it a lot easier for the FBI to catch them, But in general, though, just in terms of the political climate and just like the average Joes like me and Rich that are forced to talk about all this shit in our podcast, is it gonna calm down and be less of a relevant story? Is it gonna be,
It's gonna be a half and half thing. You're gonna hear about what they're trying to do to fight COVID and blah blah blah, and then they'll go. And in the in Trump investigation or the Trump impeachment, trial or the blah blah blah. And it's going to be nonstop. You're going to hear about him. Unfortunately, he's still going to be in the news.
Yeah.
For at least the next 3 years. Because
for sure. He'll definitely be in the news just in terms of the impeachment trial and all that stuff. So he's not going away. Like the hunt for Trump
impeachment trial,
will not go away.
Listen, Liam, they got 67 cases in New York State, the Southern District. Then you got the rape case with what's her name from the New Yorker writer.
He's going to be he's not, like you said, he's going to continue to be a story. He's not going anywhere, but hopefully in general the tone of the country settles down and there's not, an impending civil war.
There's got to be. They keep. It's like they want. Hey, we need closure. We need to come together. It's like no, this is unsatisfying. It's like Carlo gets to go run a casino. No.
Yeah.
I want to see him kicking through the windshield. All right.
I want him on the boat with who shot?
Pussy.
Yeah.
Listen, before I get disconnected, feel free to come over, Rich, anytime. I'm going out of my mind.
All right. All right.
I mean, is the
Liam,
cashier from the supermarket going to be there? Because I might be coming over if.
You're more than welcome. But I think it's just gonna pan out on me now because it's.
Yeah. The Zoom.
If I just get disconnected, it just keeps saying low power.
Yeah. No, the Zoom eats it up quick. But Johnny O, we'll definitely get you back on the show to have fun another time where it's and we won't be talking about all the politics. We'll be having regular fun with about what's going on with you in Jersey. Do you have any comedy websites, or anything you want to plug, or anywhere you're going to be, anything?
It's I'm going to be in my right here. It's nothing. It's Facebook, John O'Rourke.
Okay.
And then real quick, let me give you one bit of advice, Leah.
No.
Rich is sitting there, nice and relaxed, talking into his phone. I'm sitting here talking into my phone. You're standing there like you're an air traffic controller, and there's a missing plane.
I've even got the big headphones on. I've got an orange cone. I'm waving you on.
Yeah, you're just. Why?
I'm also. If you only knew that I was standing literally in the hallway in front of my bathroom with a laptop on a TV dinner tray, but it's my podcasting studio. You know, I gotta.
Gotcha.
But Johnny O, thanks so much though for coming, hanging out.
Brother.
We will definitely get you on again soon. Check out Johnny O'Rourke on Facebook.
Hopefully things get much better this year. I'm hoping.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so. We got the vaccine on the way, and hopefully a little bit of the mayhem will stop with the election cycle coming to an end here tomorrow.
By the way, I'm looking at how old I look. There's no reason to put the Just for Men in. This is my real colored hair now. Look at that. Holy shit. Plus, I didn't get powder in.
All right, brother. Well, we will definitely catch you soon, man. Thanks again.
Be good, man.
All right. Thanks,
later.
Big F! WEFUNK. We funk.